Thank you and Happy New Year. We are excited to be here for the start of the fourth quarter of the 139th administration for the city of Savannah. I apologize for running a little late this morning. As is a new year, we have new people coming into office and to serve in positions across our community. I was just at the retirement ceremony for Superior Court Judge Louisa Abbott, and then witnessed the swearing in of now Superior Court Judge Tammy Stokes. Judge Stokes, I had the pleasure in 2004 of nominating her to be a Recorder's Court judge. So to see her be nominated again from here in 2004, and then to see her now become Superior Court judge, and she's already been making history, is certainly gratifying to me, and certainly as someone who is born and Savannah bred, she's certainly Savannah strong, so congratulations to her. Also, if you were like me, you're probably a little bit tired, a bit mortified, being a football fan as I am, to watch what we watched last night. I've seen a lot of football games and never saw anything like that. And spent most of the night, as many of you were, praying for DeMar Hamlin. Spent most of the night waiting or looking for news for him. And so when you are far away and as someone you don't know, obviously you take the opportunity to pray for them. And I think the reminder is to all of us that the things that we really think are important are not really important at all. I turned on a game to watch the classic showdown between AFC rivals, two teams with great records, and expected a great game. And certainly the stakes were high for both teams. But then this incident occurred, and everybody felt as if they were his brother, or felt like he was their son. You felt some affinity for him, and you certainly felt the helplessness of being beyond a TV screen for him, for his mom, for his teammates, for fans, and people that know and love him. So we continue to look and continue to pray for him. We also issue our condolences to our Catholic community in the passing of Pope Benedict. And for us, Savannah is a city with strong religious roots and certainly a strong Catholic community, and so we issue our condolences along with the rest of the world. Certainly Pope Benedict changed the game. As I understand, 600 years, nobody's walked away. You die in that seat, and he walked away from it. So our condolences are there. We ended 2022 with some great news, the announcement of a permanent police chief by City Manager Jay Melder, and he is now Chief Lenny Gunther. I'm elated about this decision. I think that the city manager had to do a national search. I think we owe it to our citizens to look far and wide. As a human resource professional, I would have insisted on a national search. You have to see what's out there. And then when you look at the knowledge, skills, and abilities, then you have to look at fit and how the individual, commensurate with the knowledge, skills, and abilities, will fit in a community that's very unique and very diverse like Savannah. And so Chief Gunther had passed that. Nobody gave him anything, and he is now our police chief, and I am beyond pleased with that. This was a community engaged process. We engaged the community through focus groups and surveys, and Chief Gunther is a known quantity to us. He served the city for 20 years, and ultimately his appointment exemplifies that we do have within Team Savannah the things that we need. And so our goal is that our succession plans are directly tied to our success. And so what I've charged the city manager with doing, and I believe he's already doing, is let's start building our benches so that we have the talent internally to do some of the things that we need to be able to do. So we are a team of high quality leaders, and we are ready to move forward in that. So we will be having a swearing in for our new chief, and those details will be released in the next coming days. As we begin 2023, we are also planning a relaunch of our glass recycling program for our sanitation customers. As you know, Team Sanitation has been working diligently since City Council approved this agreement last year in order to bring the program online. And I'm excited to share that this program is officially online, and we will be able to announce the details of this new program in an event next week. So we want you to stay tuned for details on that as well. Also, January 1st may have marked a new year in Savannah, but it also marked the 100th anniversary of a birth of a very important Savannian and someone who is very important to me. Wesley Wallace Law was born in Savannah, and he liked to remind people that he was born on Emancipation Day, on the 60th anniversary of President Lincoln announcing the Emancipation Proclamation. By contrast, yesterday in Savannah, we celebrated the 160th Emancipation Proclamation celebration. W.W., as he was known to most, spent his entire life serving Savannah. And upon his death in 2002, Savannah City Council passed a resolution recognizing his incredible life and legacy, and urging Savannahans to forever remember and continue to be inspired by his contributions. The resolution stated, and I quote, W.W. Law was a remarkable man who kept his roots in the community and his eyes on the prize by recognizing the importance of the struggle for equality, cultivating his mind through education, reading, and relating to people, valuing his religious and cultural heritage, giving respect and demanding it in return, finding common ground for achieving the common good, loving and caring for his mother, delighting in whetting a child's thirst for knowledge, challenging all of us to recognize our potential, and making a point of being someone you did not want to disappoint. At the time, Mayor Floyd Adams hoped, quote, when historians are writing the books, they will mention Wesley Wallace Law so that the young people of this community will get to know him, end quote. I had the opportunity to know him well. Mr. Law was a mentor to my father, and I fondly remember him always telling me, remember who I am, and remember that a good name is more important than anything else. Upon his passing, W.W. Law left a treasure trove of history behind, which made its way to the city's municipal archives, where it is now accessible to the public for research and discovery. So throughout 2023, we will be sharing W.W. Law's amazing life story and introducing you to his incredible archival collections through monthly posts on social media, encouraging our community to continue to share Mr. Law's legacy of education, community service, and inspiration. And so for a full bio of WW Law and a link to the WW Law collection, visit www.savannahga.gov/law. www.savannahga.gov/law. I have not, this is my first press conference this year, I have not had an opportunity to speak since the extremely cold weather we experienced a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to make sure we took the opportunity to appreciate and acknowledge the work of Team Savannah and our partners to keep the unhoused individuals in our community warm. City Manager Melder and members of Team Savannah, along with the Homeless Authority and Union Mission, quickly jumped into action to operationalize a nighttime warming center, a day center, and transportation logistics to make it all work. We also had several churches throughout our community that graciously opened up their doors to be able to take people in. And we appreciate them for recognizing that they're a part of this mission. The need is clear based on the outcome, which was dozens of individuals who were thankful to escape the brutally cold weather. The Union Mission reported that on their days they served over 100 people that were there that just wanted to get into some warm weather. So I would like to thank all of the members of the team who worked throughout the Christmas and New Year holiday to serve those who are in serious need. And that's what we do here in Team Savannah. We are public servants, and good public servants begin with great public servants, and we serve hard. And it's also important to acknowledge the unsung heroes of our team, which include the Office of Marketing and Communications, who launched Feature Friday last summer on Facebook and Instagram to highlight the members of our team who do valuable things. You just may not see them in the City Council meeting. So be on the lookout this year for more features about our team, and to make these features even more in depth, so we tell the stories of those who work with us so hard and so well every single day. So this is a busy year for us. We are locked in, loaded, and ready. I'm headed to D.C. Momentarily to observe and participate in the swearing in of Savannah's Senator, Raphael Warnock, which we're very, very proud of, and that certainly Savannah played a pivotal part in his re-election. And so I wanted to be there to mark that occasion. This is also an election year, and I know now this is my 6th election, and stuff gets crazy in an election year, so just be ready for crazy. It's going to be crazy. But fortunately for us, every year is just 365 days. Every month is 12. Every year is 12 months. Every year is 52 weeks. And so, you know, we'll go through it. Municipal elections, and I'm just asking everyone to remember the dignity of which the office that you hold represents. So, Savannah has a lot going on. We'll be looking at public safety in different ways. We focused on people. This year I really want to focus on environmental factors as well that contribute to crime. And again, it's a holistic approach, and we're continuing to go hard on people who want to pull triggers in our community. So keep your eyes on. Don't sleep on us, because you might miss something. So that is my prepared remarks, and I will answer any questions you may have.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Given that this is an election year, can you share if you're going to run again?
Absolutely. I am running for re-election as mayor of the greatest city on earth. I think that we have a record to stand on. I think that I have served during the most challenging times in city history. Yet now we're experiencing the best times, at least economically, that our city has ever experienced. I think that I've been able to do many of the things that I've set out to do. I've been fortunate to have members of a council in which we're able to move a program, and so I think I have a record that I'm willing to put up for review. And you know, the results of that is based on the Almighty God and the residents of the city of Savannah. But I think that I have made sure that we were transparent, made sure that we were communicative. Nick and I were talking, this was last year, we did 51 press conferences every single week. Again, making sure we're communicating. We have done unprecedented improvements to homelessness and affordable housing, which I promised that we would do, and particularly with some help from the federal government. We now have a $15 minimum wage, which I promised in year 3. And you know, I think that we have gone hard. I don't think there's anybody who's gone harder in the paint for Savannah than me. And so, you know, again, I don't have any, I'm not overconfident. I just know that we have a record that speaks for itself. So we'll go hard in the paint and we'll let people decide. And whatever they decide, you know, it'll be well with myself.
So can you speak on some priorities and goals for the city in 2023? I know you mentioned crime already, but...
Public safety is always a priority for us. As the legislative session gets into play, for us, the hotel-motel tax is extremely important for us. Obviously, we're going to have to look at how we spend money because we now have less money, you know, due to the loss agreement which was signed last week and was transmitted to the state by the December 30th deadline. So we're going to have to reprioritize some things. We're going to have to look at how we do some things. So some things will change. But you know, we'll look at that and see, you know, how we move forward. We have a impact fee ordinance which council members campaigned on, and so now we're ready. So the question is whether we're going to do it or not. We have an inclusionary zoning ordinance ready to go. It's up to council whether they want to move for it or not. You know, we now have a diversity and inclusion director. And we have a variety of reports that's guiding our work. We now have Housing Savannah Incorporated that will help to, again, push more of our affordable housing efforts and really to get prepared for what is going to be known as the Hyundai experience, not only the plan itself, but the plans that come with it. Public transportation is very important to me, and I'm going to continue to sound the alarm. There was mention about monies that were given to Chatham Area Transit from the federal government. The reality is that's not new money. That's their regular allocation, and so it was announced as if it was a new allocation, and it's not. And so we have to continue to push and continue to make public transportation our priority. So a lot of things, as you know, we've gotten stuff done, and we're going to continue to really push the envelope. And we're going to keep our foot on the gas until December the 31st.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Curious about the police chief search. Do you know how many applicants or a number of applicants that people that applied and that were considered for the job?
I do not, however, I expect, again, this is my first day back. I will by next week. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the details of the search. Now the search is completed. We can tell you how many people applied. We can tell you about the process in a little bit more detail.
Are you happy with how the search went as far as how detailed it was, how each applicant was looked at and assessed, and to make sure that Chief Governor was the right person?
I was happy with the process. I think that you have to have a process. I think the city manager was wise and thoughtful. I've talked to him about how we did his search. You know, how do you involve the community in helping to provide some input? Because everybody has different expectations of what a police chief is and what a police chief means. And so fortunately for us, we had that talent here. and it was a combination of knowledge, skills, and abilities and fit. And so we have a chief that we expect great things for. And I've told him and congratulating him that heavy is the head that wears a crown. And so nobody ever shoots at the vice president, so to speak. And so he has to be prepared for the fact that everybody's expecting him to solve all problems. And as you all know, I've talked a lot about how public safety is a multi-pronged, multi-agency, multi-step process that is more than just the police department. And we'll continue to lean on our prosecutorial and our judicial partners to help us to make sure that people who pull triggers in our community, people who do quality of life crimes, that they have consequences. That's how they stop, when they have consequences.
I know you said that you went through all the surveys, the community surveys that were filled out on the police chief search. Do you feel like Chief Gunther is aligned with a lot of what the community wanted to see in a chief?
I think so. I think people wanted to see a chief that they felt they knew. Savannah is we're metropolitan, but we're very folksy. And people are very strong on personal connections. They want people to understand their street, the dynamics of their neighborhood, the history of their neighborhood. And so, I think that was a part of it. And I think he's a good man, and people want to see a good man do well. And so I think between him, he has Assistant Chief Devon Adams, who is well known and respected here. He has Assistant Chief Gavin, again. So he has a team of individuals that are well known and respected here, and I think that team approach also bodes us well. They're not new to this.
Thank you. Switching gears, talking about St. Patrick's Day, where
Already?
I know, but everybody's excited. Come on, St. Patrick's Day.
Can we get through Martin Luther King birthday first? We are having Martin Luther King. The MLK Observance Day Association has told us that we're having a parade. So the first time in a couple of years, so I'm excited about that. And then 2 months later is St. Patrick's Day, and yes, we're ready.
I did have questions about food. As far as St. Patrick's Day, do you all think it will look a little bit like St. Rules kind of thing as last year? Do you think there will be any changes?
It might be. Again, this is the time in which we have the weekend, so you expect more people. So we're definitely going to start in earnest those discussions and make sure that we're evaluating last year and see what we need to change. So we want to make sure people have that information well in advance. So we'll make sure that we start communicating that as soon as we get together.
And how do you feel about us having an MLK Day parade?
I'm excited. I mean, reality was in 2020, I participated as mayor. I haven't had one since. And people have blamed me for not having it, and the fact that the city of Savannah, we don't do parades. MLK Observance Day Association are a small band, very valiant people who put this on every year. It's a massive lift. They don't have the resources or the bandwidth that the St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee has, but yet they do it. And so for the last 2 years, they just haven't had it. And so now they're back up, and fortunately some of the people who complained about it got off their behinds and now are helping. And so I'm excited about it.
Okay, last question, I promise. New Year's Eve weekend, it was very busy, but Friday when it comes to violence or crime, that's what we know right now. How do you feel hearing that so many people were here for the weekend and nothing necessarily popped off or nothing crazy,
Thank God. Thank God. I mean, at the end of the day, it's where it is. And, when we talk more about crime later on, our crime is person to person. And so hopefully people were singing Old Lang Syne and making up with people. It's a people issue. It's about how people relate to each issues and how do they not relate to each other. And so we have to get a better grip on that. Again, I'm not sure it's something police can fix. It has to be a change of heart. But, all's well that ends well for us. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the Savannah Mall is expected to shut its doors on January 12th. Is there any update on this matter? A lot of businesses have spoken out in regards to this. What are your thoughts and feelings?
Well, obviously, I think that I wish that it would have been more time. These were businesses that all of a sudden now have had literally the rug yanked from underneath them. That being said, it's a private property. The city of Savannah has nothing to do with it, but I wish they would have been given some more time to be able to find alternative arrangements.
And going into the new year, kind of what can residents expect you all's plan to kind of decrease violence and make it, a safer, better place? I spoke to a resident yesterday who experienced a stray bullet go through her home over the New Year's weekend. So kind of what can you tell residents to expect you all's plans and goals to kind of decrease violence?
Well, we continue to go hard. We're continuing to tell our state that we need common sense gun regulations. We need to have more powerful police to interdict illegal guns. And we need to make sure that when people are engaging in gunplay in our community, that they have sentences that are, well, first of all, that they're prosecuted aggressively, and then secondly, that they have sentences that are significant and sends them away from this community for a long time. And so we have done that from a law enforcement standpoint. We're doing that now in the community in terms of people, in terms of credible messaging. And then for us, now, as I said, I'm moving more to environmental factors, blight, lighting, and those types of things. And so we'll continue just to press on.
And in terms of vacant roles at, Savannah PD, are you guys going to try to fill some of those vacant roles that maybe have been unfulfilled over the past year?
Of course. Again, vacancies in police departments are a national phenomenon. Fortunately, this city council raised our minimum starting salary for police officers to $50,000 a year. That's walking off the streets. I think that will help. We also created a lateral transfer program to steal officers from other departments, and I think that's working as well. But it is a long process. Obviously, as a former police officer, I know it takes quite some time to get someone on board, to get them vetted and have the proper background checks done, then to get them scheduled for a police academy, for them to go through the police academy, for them to get out the police academy, for them to go through our field training program. So it's a process, and we have people in that process now. So I think this year will yield some better results for us based on the actions that City Council took earlier this year.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Good. All right. Well, we're looking forward to a great year, and certainly, this is number one of at least 51 that we'll do this year. And so, thank you all for what you do. Thank you to all of our residents. And hey, we're going in hard. We're going in strong. We're going in Savannah strong. God bless.